Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. No. I just fed you. So what are we going to talk about today? Man, Sydney, Australia. Links in the description. Rebel News. Tens of thousands of people just said, no, we're not going to lock down. And they took to the streets. And it was a weird kind of protest. It was a protest. Cops descended upon them, but they were overwhelmed. They still did what they had to do, which is to arrest the rebel rousers. I mean, if you're a Leo in Australia, you're a douchebag. Yeah, you're a fucking douchebag. You really are. Because you're allowing a draconian authoritative government to turn you into a jackbooted thug. Now I'm sure that there's exceptions to the rule, and everybody loves that authority figure thing. We like that. It gives us stability. It gives us a sense of protection, safety. It's a safety net. It is. I mean, but when a policing unit becomes more than just a policeman, you're a jackbooted thug, and you're working for a totalitarian regime, and I guess that's if you want to live in a communist society or authoritative society, the military and law enforcement is the way to go. You will get fed. You will get pay. They'll pay you good as long as you do what they say. And if they tell you to gotta go crack some skulls because they don't want to lock down, they don't want to do what they're told. See, there's a big problem with that, being told what to do. And we've watched this. We're watching it here in our society. It's are you fucking kidding me? It's getting stupid. It's all over the world. But I seen what was going on in Australia, and you're gonna have some folks that are gonna act up. They're gonna act out. I'm surprised that it was as small incidents as it was, and I wonder how much of that was instigated by the jackbooted thugs, the JBTs, if you will. So here, our Leos are scared to fucking death to even, speak harshly to anyone. Well, they do. I mean, they do their thing, but and we do know that then when the shit goes down, the chips are down, that the Leos are going to, for the most part, uphold and defend the Constitution. We hope. That's our hope. That's our hope that they would do the right thing. You see, like the Capitol Police, they were basically like, come on in, man, whatever. I remember the quote from that one policeman that was inside. He says, "I don't agree with what you're doing, but I support it." I was like, yeah, it's always been my take on it anyway. But when you're and we're looking at lockdowns and mandates and for our safety, who the fuck are you to tell me what I need to do to be safe? You can suggest. You can suggest I'd be safe, but, I might go bungee cording one day. I might jump out of an airplane. I might take my car to the racetrack and do 200 miles an hour. I might play paintball in my underwear. Being unsafe is part of being human. Taking risk. Surfers, a lot of surfers get messed up out there. You know that? There's a lot of things, MMA, that's not safe. It's not safe for anyone. Yet they still do it, and we still do it. I mean, yeah, you've got MMA, but then it goes all the way down. It's, there's local chapters and stuff that do that shit. So, drag racing, I mean, it's big here. But who the fuck are you to tell me what's safe and what's not? A virus that literally has, a mortality rate less than, the vaccinated. The vaccine. There's more coming out about the vaccines being just, not good. Me personally, no, I'm not doing shit. My mom, she got messed up on a polio vaccination, and got a raw deal out of it. And I truly believe that affects me to this day. That's, because I did the research. And there's lawyers that will try to push it, because the polio vaccination, if you know about it, a lot of people got messed up. A lot of people got messed up. A lot of people died. It was cultivated in the kidneys of a diseased baboons and guinea pigs, literally guinea pigs. So there's a lot of conspiracy about that too, but involving Lee Harvey Oswald of all things. Yeah, look at that. But yeah. So I'm not taking no vaccination. No, I mean it's gonna. I've done the studies on it. I mean no, I'm not doing it. I haven't taken a vaccine in years. What makes me think I'm going to do it now? And, I've already had COVID. I already had that shit. So, I survived. I survived, and I got stronger from it. So, no, screw you. And if I die, then I die. Death is death. I mean, it's not something I fear. And there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of people out there that just don't fear it. So, now they've switched to going from fear to blame and shame and blame. So now they want to. If you don't have it, it's odd that first time in vaccine history that this thing is being advertised. Lots of money are going in an advertisement. There's programs. There's now they're talking about mandates, and in a lot of countries it is mandated, and a lot of businesses are mandated. Corporations are mandating it. Why? It's like this bandwagon. Jump aboard. Get on the communist bus, or you get left behind. Well, those of us that get left behind. In the middle of the night, we're going to steal your wheels. Put that damn bus on blocks. And then turn it into a structure fire. So, having all this advertisement, social media, and censorship, and I don't even know if this is going to make it because I've already said the V word I don't know how many times. They think we're stupid. They really do think we're stupid. So that's why they're doing the blame and shame thing. Because it worked the last time. See how that works? with the social paradigm, if enough people get together and wear a mask, or they make it so, then they make it so, even though it's not a law. See, usually it's the other way around. It's they made a law, but nobody follows it, so they forget about it. This, they're not making it a law, but they're suggesting that everybody go along with it, and we are, even though it's not a law. There's no law saying I got to get the jab, or there's no law that says I got to wear a mask. It gets trickled down to the local levels and to the businesses, and so it's going to be some interesting times here in Ohio. I'm going to be very adamant about not wearing a fucking mask. I can't breathe in that shit, and nobody should. I mean, I spent the better part of 12 years of my life wearing a gas mask, and I can tell you that you have to work differently. You have to breathe differently. That's a gas mask, just a gas mask. I mean, it's a little different, but I've never had to wear a cloth mask. When I was painting and stuff, you'd wear a painter's mask, or if you're doing dusting, if you're doing like drywall and stuff like that, particulates in the air. Yeah, you want to stop the particulates from getting inside your freaking pie hole and gumming up your lungs, because gypsum is no joke. Of course, inside your sinuses and all that. Eye protection. So PPE, I know. Okay, all right. And on top of that, I also did this. Started the Seabirth in the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah! So, but it was just an experimental thing. See if it would work, and it did. And they started the Seabirth, but that was wearing a MOP level 4 bodysuit, basically a pair of coveralls that are lined. Inside is lined with charcoal. So I would take that off. We would take that off and be covered in charcoal. So it wasn't like a hazmat suit with self-contained breathing apparatus and all that. They had those. There was other aspects of it. People that had to work in that environment, and the decon stations and the doctors and stuff. Yeah, they did that shit, but we didn't. The grunts on the ground. We had a gas mask, gloves, boots, and this freaking suit. And we would duct tape our hands and feet so nothing got in, and we put on our gas mask with the hood, and good luck. Hope you got a good seal, and hope you got a good shave, because 9 seconds, here comes the nerve gas, the nerve agent, or the mustard gas, or whatever. And they trained us with CS and CN. We got gassed and went to the gas chamber at least once, maybe 3 times a week for like 6 months. Well, no, it was more than that. I think it's like a year. But yeah, it was a long fucking time, and we just kept getting gassed. We had atrophy training and a bunch of other weird stuff I'm really not supposed to talk about. But it's just, you get to know, you get to understand things, anthrax, and, viruses, and you're like, oh, that's how it works. Oh, okay. I mean, radiation and radon and, particulate, radioactive, stuff. How to work in a radioactive environment, how to work in a biological, hazardous environment, non-life permissible environment. So, I mean, this whole talk about, these viruses and all that bullshit. I mean, it's it's old news, man. And they think we're stupid, and we are for the most part. The world is going along with it, and they're using this to gain power and control of our lives. And the only thing that we need to do to shake this yoke of power and control off of us is to not comply, just do nothing. Just, if everybody didn't get a vaccine, if everybody didn't wear a mask, if everybody didn't lock down, there's nothing they can do. They can try. They will. They'll try. And that's the thing, is nobody wants to be that example. And of course they don't. Nobody does. I really don't either, but oh well. If it happens, it happens. I can run like hell. But I don't have to go to that store that requires a mask on. It doesn't require a passport. I don't, or requires all that stuff. I can go to stores that don't, and there will be, and yes, they will come for them. That's the thing. Is there's so much that has been allowed to stick, that it's very troubling, and yeah, it's high time that we say to hell with that. I like those good people in Sydney, the good people in France, the free people of Australia and Britain and Germany and Italy. The list goes on and on and on of people being fed up. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look, every country is pushing back. Every country. On a large scale, like, it was amazing to understand the Sid Knee Pro Test. It didn't start with any kind of organization. It was just people they said, okay, it's a lockdown, and people went outside and they heard it by word of mouth. Hey, there's people just walking down the street. What? Yeah, it's like 200 people right now walking down their street. They're going that way. Why? They don't want to be locked down. Let's go. And so people just, they got out. And then boom, social media. That's why they want to control that too, because we have that, That was the thing in Russia. You don't see these things. They're not going to show these. You got to look for them. I subscribe to a lot of channels that do that, and so the internet's a great thing. You can't stop the signal. Can't stop the signal. So I learned a new phrase today in Old Norse. Kissa min rasshole. Kissa min rasshole. Yeah. It's all cognate, right? Kiss my ass. Rasshole it. Asshole. You asshole. So I'm not. If more people did this, and more people took a stand, it doesn't have to be a violent thing. It really doesn't, and we'll get the word across. If everybody showed up to their police department and went inside, just stood there. We're not logging down. Can't make us. If everybody went to their town hall meeting, can't lock. You've seen that too, and they just started arresting people. That's the thing I did kind of. I seen with the whole Bland Lives Matter, to quote Rage in the Cage, is that when somebody was trying to be arrested, people broke it up. You don't see that with us. You don't see that with us. It's kind of every man for himself. kind of thing. It's going to come a time when civil disobedience and your neighbor are going to have to, get together. Uh, got your back kind of thing. But it takes a lot of people to do that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think we're more preoccupied because we're working, and now we're working, and now we're getting shit done in our lives, and we're like, well, food shortages and gas shortages, lumber shortages. What does that tell you? That tells you that it's being turned off at the spigot. Because I still see trees. I still know that there's food out there. There's cows, there's chickens, there's wheat. Things are growing, and you can tell me that, oh yeah, it was it's a climate change thing, and all the crops are dying. And no, they're not. No, they're not. No. Somebody's getting that shit. It's being diverted from me and you into somebody else's mouth. And I think their name rhymes with China, but in our government, I mean, their contingency, is all encompassing. They'll do anything they can to survive, to protect the continuity of government, even if we split and go balkanized. I like to say vulcanized, just because live long and prosper. But having that wherewithal to say no, I'm not going to do that, and you can't make me. And I got my brothers back here, and my sister, and my neighbor, and my family, and everything else. My coworkers, all that. It's you talk about unity and solidarity. There it is. And there's a lot of protests, large protests going on. The union workers. I mean, the post office itself said, no, we're not going to require vaccinations. We're not going to do it. No, thank you. We're not going to do it, and you can't make us. So, and what we have in this administration is they know how to leverage, things. I'm like, well, okay, fine. We'll cut off this. We'll cut off that, and we'll see how you do. So yeah, keep in mind that they're a bunch of gangsters, man. They're grifting gangsters, and obviously, Potato in charge. My butt's been wiped. I mean, he said that shit. I mean, that's a quote. That's a quote. My butt's been wiped. And yeah, you can also say, another quote, grab him by the pussy. But that wasn't done. That was done in something else. Of course, Trumpers is. Uh-oh. You okay? Ooh. I did feed her some Cheetos. That could be it. You okay? Yeah. Gotta stop eating Cheetos. Yeah, you're fine. You're gonna come over here and beg for food. So you see my point. We have to. We have to make our voices heard. And I hope this gets across. Watch this thing from Rebel News, man. And it started out, these folks are just walking around. Cops are all over the place, and they're like, fucking jackbooted thugs in their safety yellow, target indicator, if you ask me. But I mean,
Why would you allow that? Why would you allow yourself to be compromised in such a way that you how do you justify yourself if you're a fucking Leo and you're doing all this crap, for your authoritative regime, How do you justify to yourself? How do you sleep at night? No. Oh, this. Why? This is me giving in. So, there you go. Enjoy. I don't understand. And I don't understand how they can get away with it. They have wives and they have sons and daughters and families and kids and husbands and all that shit. They have houses and they have, cars. They have locations. They have email addresses. They have mail. They have phones. Why are they not being, being told, hey, you're a piece of shit. Stop fucking pushing us around. Why is there not a message for the Leos? See, the Leos here know. they know. Okay, when the two-way range opens up, when that smoking lamp is lit, I'm pretty sure. I know I would if I was a Leo. I'd be taking cover. I'm like, fuck this. Hey fam, let's go. We're going to the mountains. I'm gonna stay in the house. Give Bobby the 12 gauge. Sarah, I know you're only 13. Here's 22. Here's a 9mm. Wifey, here. Here's this. Here's a snub nose 38. It's 357. Me, I'm gonna be rocking my 9mm and my, the Leo is going to rock his 9mm and his AR-15, and they're going to defend their home. That's what a lot of people are going to do. A lot of families, And another disturbing thing, which we also know about, is that there's a lot of undocumented people coming into this country. By the thousands, by the tens of thousands, and they're all not from around here, and a lot of them are not from where they're from, South America. A lot of them went to South America to get here. There seems that there's some type of way in, and that our administration and government is not allowing it. No, they're not allowing it. They're actually facilitating it. Flying them and busing them all over the United States. Why? What the fuck? So there's something going down there. Could it be cartel action? But if our government and military is involved with that is very alarming and very concerning. Calls for alarm. Maybe they've sold out. So, are they compromised already? Or is it just a small group of people high up with a lot of resources that are compromised? We all know that, being in the military, you get to know somebody in supply. You go, hey, I lost my flak jacket. Think I can get another one? Off the books per se. People do that. I'm like, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. You give me a case of beer, and boom, I'll make it happen. It'd be sitting at the door over here. It'd be sitting at the back door. About 3:00. So you grease a few palms, you get some airplanes, and boom, there you go. You're shipping motherfuckers all over the damn place. One report, and this is well documented, by the way, with video. 40,000 head of fighting age males I mean, you know, not that I really don't, not that I give a shit, but that is a hell of an army. Even if they've got nothing but pig stickers and shotguns, you know, single shotguns, you know, either way, the cartels and the gangs, there's a type of organization involved that's quite interesting. It's definitely on a hierarchy kind of scale, and then everybody is trying to outdo everybody to be seen, you know, so they can get promoted, you know, and get more clout, more money, and so that's an interesting. If you ever looked into gang organizations, not just, I'm not talking about organized gang, you know, organized, which is very interesting too, like the mafioso and all that, the mafias. But if you look in, you know, MS-13s, and you know, if you just look in like the Bloods and the Crips and the Four Corner Hustlers, and you know, the mid-8, you know, just the little gangs, these little fucking gangs everywhere, you know, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. You could easily see them just running amok, you know, 20, 30, 40 of them, you know, locking down their neighborhood and trying to do what they want. Or, you know, gangs would get together and you know, link up. That would be a hell of a thing too, you know. So I don't think we're there yet. It's just that, you know, that's just me going, you know, what's going to happen in Shift. And Shift's going to be a shift storm for sure. Okay. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. You know, it's going to be Call of Duty on steroids, just all the time. So, you know, it's going to be nuts. But I'm just talking about current events right now and what's going on here, what's going on over there, you know. In Sydney, I mean, you know, Australia has a long history of rebelliousness. First and foremost, they were a penal colony. You know, started as a penal colony, and then of course they won their independence, or so they thought, and you know, became a free nation of states. So I've been to Queensland. Been there for a while. Kangaroo 95. Yeah, that was fun. But you know, like check out Homestead also. And of course, I this rebel news in Australia. I mean, I just can't get over that. And it was regular folk. Yeah, there was some other, you know, some groups in there, and that's always going to happen. You know, your bland lives matter, and your, you know, Inquifas, they're always going to be running around, or just, you know, some bunch of dudes that say, hey, let's just get drunk and run around and do stupid shit. Okay, you know, that's going to happen. But you know, you just got to safeguard against that shit. But you know, just for regular folk to just come out of their home, just like, hey, what's going on? Let's go. You know, there were people walking around with their kids, and you know, one guy had his kid on his back. You know, one daddy had his daughter on his shoulders, and they're walking around and talking to other people with strollers and dogs. And I mean, this was like, hey, stop what you're doing and let's go for a walk. You know, in a lockdown. I mean, they were locked down, and you know, the police were like, oh, okay, shit, all right, go this way. You can't go this way, you gotta go that way. You know, whatever. You know, and they started arresting folks and throwing people around, and you know, just being jack-booted douchebag thugs, you know, which there should be zero tolerance for that. You know, so, and I support and defend, you know, and back my Leos if they're doing their job, you know, and their job is to protect my ass, is to go after criminals, you know, and respond, you know, if there's something going on. You know, if they're going to be running around, you know, going house to house, you know, making sure that everybody's got a freaking got a freaking mask on, or they've got their passport, you know, or they're getting called, you know, because some guy in a store walked in without a mask, you know, really, and he's like, no, I'm not wearing a mask. Oh, are you creating a scene? Hell yeah, I'm creating a scene. Fuck you, I'm suing. You know, I mean, you know, fuck you and your virus. I'm not fucking gonna do that shit. It's stupid. You're stupid. You know, you're a fucking idiot if you play along with this shit. You know, you want to wear a mask, fine, wear a mask. And you know what? In the beginning, I wore a mask. When I came here, everybody's wearing a mask, and you couldn't get things done if you didn't, if you wasn't wearing a mask. You know, and it was just fuck. But it's pretty fucking stupid. So, you know, organizing, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, 100 people saying, let's go to Walmart. Just go shopping. You know, excuse me, sir, you got to wear a mask. No, I don't. Well, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And everybody shows up. Really? All of us? I'm not wearing a mask either. Me neither. You know. Then what? I mean, then what? So, unfortunately, you know, it might come to fisticuffs. But you know, just being a quiet protest, a stern protest, where you don't have to throw blows, but to stand in defiance. You know, it awakens something in your soul and in other people's. So, yeah, check out Cindy, man. I'm going to leave the links in the description. So, I'm tired. I'm tired as fuck. I'm working my ass off overtime. Yay. Hey, gotta get that money, right? Got to get to work and get it done. Whatever is needed, right? Whatever is needed, do it. So, get it while I can. Yeah. So, this is Mad Chad. Encourage you all to train, continue to prep, and you know, realize and understand it is a mad world out there. But you can be the maddest of all.